Alright guys, thought I'd do something a little bit different here today. Instead of just doing a little leisurely flight from one spot to another, we're actually going to be doing a little bit of a flight test here and some pilot training. So I tend to do kind of hard landings, I've noticed, in this 737, so I'm going to go ahead and practice here. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a bunch of touch and goes and pattern work with the 737 here. It's all going to be hand flown, and we will see how bad or good I can make these landings here. So if you're into just you know, watching the airplane take off and fly somewhere and land somewhere, this video is not for you. If you're one of those people that likes to just watch the takeoff and then you fast forward the video all the way to the landing, this video is for you, because that's all we're going to do. We're going to be in the pattern the whole time. We're going to try to do, I don't know, we'll see how many we can get, how many touch and goes we can get set up and done here before my my arm gives out, because I am going to be hand flying this thing and my shoulder's already kind of hurting. So we're going to manhandle this airplane. We're going to see what it does here. Maybe we'll even do some crazy stuff out there. So, like I said, plane's already set up here. We're on the taxiway in Phoenix. We're going to go ahead and take off from whatever runway this is, 26, and then we're going to be doing touch and goes on runway 25 left. I've got the ILS set up just for reference already, and that's what we're going to do. And like I said, I'm going to be hand flying this thing the whole time. No autopilot, none of that stuff. And then, like I said, we'll see if we can do some crazy stuff with this plane. Maybe do some stalls or something, I don't know. Right now I want to practice the landings because I keep doing hard landings.
26.
I did get the plug-in, the landing speed plug-in, so it will tell us if I get fired or not, and give us the rate of descent during the landing. Alright, so we are set for takeoff here. The plane is all done up. I think I had my spoilers to up or down there. Alright, let's get this thing off the ground. And start doing some touch and goes here. Okay, there's our rotation speed. Gears coming up. We got our flaps coming all the way up. Like I said, this isn't going to be a normal flight here. We're going to be doing touch and goes and just staying in the pattern. So this may not be a flight you'd want to be on as a passenger, unless you really like doing some serious flying here. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to max this plane out. So disregard all the little warnings that come up for bank angle and whatnot. We're going to do some tight pattern work here first. And again, this is all being hand flown. No autopilot. None of that jazz. We need to get to some stick time here. Like I said, I've got the ILS set up here, and we're using that just for reference. You can see the purple line there on the display right here. That's our runway. And we want to be around 3,000 for pattern altitude here, so we're not going to be too particular. We'll try to stay on it as we go. But I want to get around the pattern kind of fast. It's more about let's practice landing. Alright, we'll take it sort of easy on this first one here. We'll do a nice kind of larger pattern. And then we'll tighten it up as we go. Alright, let's take a look out the window, just getting by the airport there. So we're going to drop our flaps to 5. Yeah, excuse my cough, I got a tickle. Try to stay right around 2,800, I think, is what I was doing for the sort of tight end. Alright, we'll get our speed set here. Hold about 170 here right now. We're not really paying too much attention. Just want to be on the, you know, don't want to overstress the airplane. Like I said, we're going to be doing touch and goes here, so we are not doing full stop landings. We're going to touch down on the runway and immediately take off. So we're not arming our speed brakes, we're not, or you know, the spoilers, we're not arming our auto braking. I have no idea. Right at this point here in Phoenix, I get cloud cover. We're going to go full flaps. But what happens is as soon as we touch down, we're going to go full throttle and bring the flaps full up and do a go around or touch and go. A little bit of a wind shift right there. That was not me. I turned a little bit and all of a sudden I got a little kick. Alright, let's take a look here. Phoenix, the pattern kind of, you go out to this desert section right here, make a turn, and then follow the river in. You can see the airport back there behind our wing. Like I said, we'll do tighter ones here as we go. For right now, I just wanted to try a nice little stabilized approach where it's not too crazy for the first one. Alright, so gear, we need to get our gear down. Flaps are going to go to 15 here. We're turning downwind to our base leg. I'll stay about 150-ish or 155 or so. Kind of follow this freeway right here. I don't remember what freeway this is. On the eastern side of Phoenix. Take a look out the window. You can see our airport there. And like I said, this one is a little bit long, a little bit longer circuit. We are going to be landing. We'll do it for what is it? 25 left. That's what I've got the ILS set for. Alright, we're over this river, so let's go ahead and turn. Go to full flaps. Kind of descending a little bit more than I wanted, but again, we're manually flying this. Get slowed up, and we are on our localizer, so I'm just using that for reference again. did I say? Left, right? We can do any runway we want, but we'll do the left one. What the heck? First time around. We'll probably do touch and goes on multiple runways here. Yeah, I've noticed for some reason I do have a tendency in this plane to do somewhat hard landings. I think I'm not flaring enough. Plus, I've got this new joystick, the Thrustmaster, so I'm still getting used to it a little bit, but I figured we're going to do some practice time here. Alright, so let me concentrate on this approach here. A little bit high, a little bit fast.
Approaching 25 left.
Okay, gears down, full flaps, we're ready to land. We're slowing down, there's our glide slope. Bouncing around a little bit. Target airspeed, I think, is going to be about 135. I think we'll try that. Tried a couple different airspeeds. This is a shorter one, so see how we do. 133 on the airspeed. Over the numbers, start throttling back. Start flaring. Hard landing. Alright, go around, full power, flaps up.
5,000.
And we're rotating. Positive rate, gear up. Flaps are on their way up. Well, it said hard landing, 324. That's not too bad. I've had worse. I'm telling you, about probably half the time, well, more than, I'm going to say 70% of the time, I get you're fired on there. I get about 500 foot per minute or so. Alright, let's go ahead and try a little bit closer circuit. We'll do our flap, our gear handle to off. Start slowing it down. Or not slowing it down, but throttling back. I'm basically just maintaining about to 180, 190, 200 through the pattern here. We'll do a little bit of a shorter one here. And I see I got somebody on the chat there, but I'm hand flying this thing, so give me a second to scroll over. Which version is this? This is X-Plane 11, if you're referring to the version of simulator. The 737 itself is the ZIBO. It's the 737-800 ZIBO mod. Right around 3,000, just trying to keep us from dropping down below that right here. Keep our speed up. We should be just abeam the airport. There it is. Alright, so we will go again. 5 flaps. Which version of the ZIBO mod? You know, I'm not sure. The latest one, I'm trying to remember when I downloaded this one. About a couple weeks ago. So if he's got another one out, I'm not sure. He might have one more. Forgot which version, if it's the U1 or Q or which the latest one was. But the one I've gotten here is, like I said, like 2 weeks old or 3 weeks old or something like that. Alright, we're just abeam the numbers here. Let's go flaps 15. Gear down. Do a little bit of a tighter circuit here. Start getting a little bit of a descent in here. We're going to go full flaps right here because I know we're doing a tight circuit here. We're going to be pretty high. Yeah, we're really high. That was a really tight circuit. Throttle is idle, but like I said, this is just we're gonna play with this airplane, figure out what the heck it can and cannot do. It is really tight. I don't even see the airport. Let's take a look here. Oh yeah, real tight. We're gonna tighten it up. We'll take the right runway here. Let me see if I can make that even. Oh yeah, right runway. What am I doing? Crazy. Now, normally I'd probably want to just do a go around here, but I want to see how well I can touch down here. Even though we're way over speeding. Floating it.
Long landing. Long landing.
Come on.
8,000 feet remaining.
Hey, look at that. Full power. Flaps up. Disregard the phone going off. Rotate. Positive brake. Gear up. Well, 184, but you end up floating it there. I'm going to pause it here just to see who the heck's calling me. Alright, it was Sarah at Consumer Services. Crap. Freaking stupid ass calls. I hate those things. Alright, 2,000 feet. I gotta concentrate on my flight here. Alright, let's go ahead. Let's make another circuit here.
Bank angle, bank angle, bank angle, bank angle.
This thing always says I've got my spoilers up when I don't. Come on, let's get into climb here. We're just going to come all the way around. There we go. Yeah, bank angle.
Bank angle. Bank angle. Bank angle.
I guess I can disable that, but
Bank.
alright, that's close enough. Take a look outside. Oh, okay. So making sure where we are here. Alright, gear 2 off. Just to beam the airport. We'll try a little nicer one here. That was a little bit too tight. Alright, flaps 5. Nose down a little bit. Flaps 5, I said. Alright, we'll go just a little bit farther this time around so we don't do such a wacky approach right there. There's our cloud. Darkening the cockpit. That cloud has been here for like the last half an hour. Alright, flaps 10 here while we're going downwind. We'll actually go out a little bit farther here. Like I said, this little desert area that, you know, after the housing development here. Get just out to about it, and then turn, and then go back down the south side of the river right there. Alright, let's go ahead and make our turn here. Watching our altitude and speed. Go to 15 on the flaps.
Bank angle. 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 Bank angle.
Lots of trimming here.
Bank angle. Bank angle. Bank angle. Bank angle. Bank angle. Bank angle.
Yeah, so we kind of want to come around the river and that little hill right there. That'll give us a little bit more of a stabilized approach there. Alright, so let's get on it. Let's go full flaps.
Bank angle. 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 Bank angle.
I can see our localizer coming in. I think it's like right over the mountain there. Right over that little hill, yeah. See? Just come in over that little hill by the side of the river. Let me get trimmed up here. Alright, get our gear down too. So gear down. We got full flaps. Should put the gear down there a little bit sooner. Do that next time. There's our localizer coming in. Our glide slope, sorry. I'm going to trim up for about 800, 850 on the descent. Move over just a little bit. get that little warning light there. Can't even see what it says. Below glide slope. Yes, okay, I know that. Pull up a little bit. Give a little bit of power so we can catch the glide slope.
5 left.
And we'll see how we do this time. I do notice on the Thrustmaster, I've got the T16000M joystick. You do tend, there's a bit of a sort of null zone right in the center there, so you got to really pull it back. Alright, so I think I'm trimmed up here. Get over just a little bit, slow ourselves down. There's our glide slope. Power back a little bit, let the nose drop. Using the rudder there for a little bit of a slip. Alright, getting down below the glide path. .135. Trim it up a little bit, see if we can make this one a little bit smoother. Better to have to manually pull the stick back than
50, 40, 30.
Alright, open the numbers, power back. Hey, 410, full power, flaps up. And rotate.
5,000 feet remaining.
Positive brake gear up. Alright. See if we can cut this time down here to our circuit. 410. You're fired. I thought for sure I was flaring pretty decent right there. I've got the sound turned down too on my my monitor here, so it doesn't get picked up by the microphone. And I didn't quite hear the 10-foot call out, which is what I usually use to start sort of flaring. Yeah, this would be a real close in. Real close in approach. Our circuit. Alright, let's get reset. Alright, so we are right abeam the runway, obviously. Right there. So 1, 2, 3. We'll go 5 flaps. Gear down. Start getting slowed down. To do a really tight turn here, so we'll get slowed down right before. Right at that mount. Try to make it a little bit closer. Go to 15 on the flaps. And try to reach about 150 knots here. Maybe 100, a little bit below that. There's our cloud. So that we can make this tight turn. Get our descent in a little bit sooner here, yeah. I'm gonna wait till I get just to beam that little hill.
1,000 feet stable.
Alright, stay right here. There's the mountain, let's turn. Full flaps.
Banking, 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 banking.
Watch our speed.
Banking, 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 banking,
be on the south side of this river, so hopefully we don't come up high.
1,000 feet, stabilize eastern turbulences.
Oh yeah, manhandle that plane. Alright, let's see if we can hold our altitude right here until we catch the glide slope.
Approaching 25 left.
Got a little low there. Loading it.
5,000 feet
Oh,
remaining.
that was like butter. 98 feet, full power.
4,000 remaining.
Flaps up. Rotate.
3,000 remaining.
Well, that was nice, but floated the crap out of it. That tight turn again. Gear 2 off.
Banking, 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 banking.
We'll do another tight circuit here. See, my spoilers are not up. Yet I still get that light. I'll get us into a little bit of a climb here. Sorry. Get up to our altitude, right around 3,028. I guess 2,800 feet. That's what I got set for reference. Get slowed up here, trimmed up. How many was that? Was that like 3 landings so far? It's been 34 minutes, 3 landings. About 10 minutes for each go around, or circuit. I think we're going to do one more touch and go, and then we're going to go try some stalls in the plane. We'll try kind of a little bit of a longer, excuse me, approach. Let me get a drink of water here. not so tight, get it good and stabilized, see if I can make a greaser on the runway there again without floating it all the way halfway down the runway. Alright, so let's go flaps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gear down. Get slowed up. Right about 165 or so. Be climbing yet. Come on. Trim. Well, 2,500. Well, I'll use 2,500 as a reference here. Let's see how that works out. And 165. We'll go out a little bit longer this time, and like I said, we'll do a touch and go here and then do some stalls. We'll go someplace just past the airport, try a couple stalls in this thing, see how it handles. Alright, flaps 15. Make our turn at the freeway here. We're going to try to hold about, I don't know, we'll see what works out here. 160 knots and try to hold that 2,500 feet. We're going to go to full flaps. Start our turn over this little mountain here. Start getting slowed up a little bit too. So I'll let the speed drop. Try to hold the altitude and get the speed to about 150. And overshot it a little bit. Lots of trimming. Oh, my shoulder is getting tired, so yeah, after this one we will do some stalls. Alright, got our glide slope there, just passed through it. Back on it a little bit here. Alright, gear is down, full flaps. Get slowed up a little bit here. Here's our glide slope.
1,000 feet stabilized restore chances.
Take our, let's see, what do we have? 148. Yeah, I'm going to come in a little bit. I'll try a little bit slower. That was pretty slow, that last one. Definitely don't want to be descending at 1,100 feet per minute.
Approaching
650 feet
left.
above the ground. Alright, there's our speed, 138. It's a little bit below the glide slope. And that's alright, we'll stay below it here. I'd rather have a stabilized approach here. See how well of a landing I can make. then chase the glide slope around here. Get on our center line. There's our speed. 35. 600 feet descent. Let's see how this works out. A little bit above our glide slope now. Okay. I'm going to throttle back right now. Let's see what happens. We're 131, 130. Flaring. Oh! Yeah, that was a hard one. It bounced there. Alright, full power. Get the nose wheel down, flaps up.
5,000 feet remaining. 4,000
Alright, rotate.
remaining.
Positive right gear up. That wasn't nice. I think that speed, the approach speed there is a little bit fast. Or sorry, a little bit slow. It was at like 130 practically, touching down. And for the flare there, yeah, that was definitely slow, I think, at 130-ish. Plus like 1 or 2 knots. I literally had to have the stick all the way back, and that was the best flare I could get. So, what do we learn from that? We learned that you want to be approaching right about, once you're over the numbers, about 137, something like that, I'm going to say, ballpark figure. Over the numbers. And the localizer does tend to make you a little bit want to float a bit. So if you follow the lift, you're just a tad below the localizer, at least for me. I think I would do better. All right, so we're speeding up here like crazy. We're climbing like crazy. Let's get up to some decent altitude, and we'll try a power on stall. I'm gonna keep full power on here. Just get away from the city a bit, just in case we crash. Come over to, what is this mountain here? Camelback Mountain, I think it's called. To the south side of Phoenix. Alright, we are at 260 knots. Let's go ahead and do a stall here, 6,500 feet. So I'm just going to pull this thing back until that sucker stalls. There's 20 degrees, 30 degrees, full power, 40 degrees, 50 degrees. Let's try to hold it at 50 degrees, looking out the window. Getting a little squirrely on me here. At 50 degrees, look at our airspeeds dropping like a rock here. I'm pulling back, I'm pulling back, I'm pulling back. There's the stick shaker. I'm guessing that's the stall. We're going to go forward. Get some airspeed down. Or pick up some airspeed. Alright. We got our airspeed throttled back. Yeah, made it all the way up to 11,000 feet on that stall. Alright, let's get back on the power. We're still descending. We're not going to speed up too much though, because now I want to do right here around 10, 11,000 feet. We're going to do a power off stall. So we're going to bring the power all the way back. Wait till we get below 210. Alright, we're going to start dropping all our flaps here. And our gear. Bring some power up. Try to hold our altitude here. Alright. So, let our flaps get all the way down. Gear is down, flaps are almost completely down. I'm gonna hold our airspeed right here. Yeah, I know we're overspeeding. Alright, flaps are all the way down, so I'm gonna reduce power to idle. And we're just gonna hold our altitude here. So power is all the way back. Pulling back some more, trying to hold that altitude. Come on. Alright. Stick is all the way back. Alright, that's it. Stick is all the way back. Let's see if I can trim. I'm going to trim all the way back. See what that looks like out the window. So I am trimmed all the way back. I've got the stick all the way back. And we're still descending at 2,000 feet per minute here, sort of in a flat. I'm trying to keep the wings level here a little bit. All right, let's go cross coordinated. So I'm going to turn right, and then I'm going to hit left rudder. Let's see what happens. See if I can get this thing in a spin. Oop, there we go. There we go. All right, let's recover. Right rudder. Full power. Gear up. And get our flaps coming up. I've got the stick full forward, trying to keep it level here and get some speed up. I don't even know where the trim is. Well, that was fun. Do some tight turns here. Let's see how far this thing can turn while we maintain our altitude. Gotta be able to see that though. Yeah, that's it. Can't maintain altitude. I got full back stick. Kind of bringing it back to see, let our nose come up a little bit. Go a little bit farther. What's that? 30? That's like 40 degrees, right? 45 degrees. And we're in a climb. Our nose back down. Come around and head back to the airport and do one final landing. Oh, let me tell you, man, hand flying this thing, my shoulder hurts just from, you know, even though you're trimming the airplane, it's crazy. I'm just have constant force on the stick. Ooh. I would need to take some Tylenol or something for that. Alright, so gear off. What are we doing? We're heading east. Yeah, we gotta head north to the airport. Let's see where we're at here. Airport. Where's the airport? Why is my airport not coming up? Oh no. Oh, because we're on approach. Yeah. There we go. There we are. Alright, let's turn back towards Phoenix and do one final approach. Get the speed up here. Oh, what the heck was that? You just have a wind shift right there? I started trimming and I turned out and the plane just went bonkers there for a minute. Recenter my view here. Yeah, my trim is all jacked up. We're gonna come in fast here. Let's get over there. There's the airport. Downtown right in front of us, airport also. I know we're going to overspeed here. It's okay. I wonder if I had my speed brakes out. Even though I don't arm them when I was landing, I think maybe the speed brakes were out. I'm not sure. Kind of funky the way X-Plane does that. Even though I didn't arm it, see if I arm my speed brakes, I get the light that says they're armed. Speed brakes armed. I did not arm them, even though I landed. I think they might have actually been on. So I'm going to slow us down here as we come over Camelback Mountain. Throttle is all the way back. We'll do a short approach here. Head right for downtown. Use the trim a little more here. I think I have to reposition my joystick so that I'm not kind of up on it a little bit. Alright, I know we're kind of high here. High and fast. We will go to 5 flaps right here. Hopefully nothing breaks. That was me trying to reposition my joystick here a little bit, so I'm a little bit more relaxed in the cockpit. Alright, there's 250. $130. Let's go to 15 on the flaps. Come on, going down. Now, what does this one say? Stabilizers out of trim. Yeah, that's because I'm freaking diving down for the ground. Actually, just for the hell of it, what does the stabilizer? Yeah, look at him. I'm full up, pretty much. All right, then we're gonna start trimming back. Gear down, full flaps. That should slow us down plenty.
Banking.
Try to head for, what is it, 08. Kind of diving view the runway here. There it is. Alright, spoilers are off, I think. Let's see. No, they were up. Alright, down.
Approaching 08.
Bringing a little bit of power here. This sucker trimmed up. A little bit low there, but I'm going to try to come in a little bit faster than last time. I'm a little low. Alright, so there's 138. Let's bring some power up. I'll be about 138 when I touch down. Or at least over the numbers right here. Alright, power to idle. Start flaring. And floating, 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 floating. It'll probably be a nice landing, but it'll be way down there. Yeah, 110. Alright, thrust reversers on. And we'll do some braking. Alright, thrust reversers are off. Flaps up. And we didn't use the spoilers on that. Alright, there's an hour of touch and goes, some stalls. Tried to spin this thing, couldn't. And tell you what, 1 hour of flying manually, doing touch and goes, my shoulder's killing me. That was a workout. Landing light off. I don't even want to park it. That's it. I'm getting out of this plane. Get me out of here. Break. Ouch. Alright guys, thanks for watching. That was fun. I got a little bit of a workout. Go ahead and hit subscribe, hit the like button if you want to see more videos. I do these at least a couple times a week, and I do the regular little flight from here to there, but I thought I'd do a little bit something different here. I need a little bit of practice, so I do some touch and goes here and get used to my joystick, see if I can do a little bit better landings without getting fired. So thanks again for watching. Till next time, bye. Yeah, see, it did keep the spoilers up. Even though I didn't have them armed, it did bring the spoilers up at landing. Side note. Alright, till next time, bye again.